I think what you bring to the table is another option for clients. And I look at that as an opportunity if we're getting stuck with a case that is either a behavioral issue, a euthanasia decision, or a puzzling medical case, and we need a little bit more insight from the pet. Then if owners are open and willing to this, and what you can offer, we always put it out there, and or I do at least, and see if it's an option for them. The interviews that you've had with my clients have been fun for them, for the most part. The voices that you hear from them are very indicative of their personalities, which is, the personalities that the owners as well as I, can tell from them. And I think on the medical front, in those cases that we have sent to you, they have kind of geared us a little bit more with all the diagnostics. We still do the diagnostics like blood work and x-rays and whatever's needed for that case. Putting that together with what you have, heard and given us to figure out what's going on with them and to figure out what's best for them.
Do you have any clients that I've helped with?
Oh yeah, we were just talking about Annie Dransfeld. With her dog Dane, who's a very sensitive little creature in general anyway, so if anybody's going to be responsive for animal communication, it would be Dane. I'm sure he has plenty to say all the time.
Hi, my name is Annie Dransfeld, and this is Dane. He's a rescue from Big Bear City Dog Rescue, and I have seizures, and it's amazing because he's never been trained, but he tells me. So he's absolutely amazing, and one time he wasn't feeling good. And I took him to the animal hospital, and they checked him. 3 times they checked him and couldn't find anything because he didn't show any symptoms of anything. He just wasn't himself. And so Dr. Jill says, there's this woman in Ojai. And I said, I know her. That's Laura STINCHFIELD. And so I called Laura up, and she came down, and Dane told her that he felt nauseous and he heard buzzing and ringing in his ear. And I never told her that he threw up the week before when we were out on our walk. I brought him back, and he had a punctured eardrum, and they did surgery on him, and he's been better. So if it wasn't for Laura, I don't know how sick he would have gotten.
So in the month of October of 2007, Caroline's mother suddenly died, and we went back to Bethesda to the family house for the preparations for the funeral. And we had been together at that point 11 years, and we had occasionally talked about getting married. Both of us had been married before, and it didn't seem like it was important. Our commitment was to each other, not to a piece of paper, blah, 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 blah. But when we were back in Bethesda in October of 2007, Caroline was dealing with the death of her mom. She sort of said in a quiet moment, I really do think I'd like to get married. I said, okay, and I quietly went about looking for a ring. Christmas was coming, and I had been away for 7 months in Mexico on Beverly Hills, Chihuahua, and Reno had guilt-tripped me through Laura by saying, I know you only thought of me once a week, usually on Fridays, even though I woke up and his picture was on my phone every day, and drama queen. So he and I were inseparable between, early November till Christmas. We went to the beach 3 times a week, and he went everywhere with me, and I was quietly looking around for a wedding ring. And I went to Steve and Kathy's place in Ojai, and one day I picked a ring. You're crushing me. And so I got in the car, and I said to Reno, who had stayed in the car, boy, your mom's going to love what I just got her. And we drove home, and Laura was up here working with Cisco, our little Mexican firecracker, impersonating the dog. And Reno ran in and loves Laura and went right up to her, and in like 15 seconds, Laura said, wow, he just said, wait till my mom sees what that guy just bought her. And I looked at him, and I said, hey, shut up.
Because I had no idea what was going on.
Nobody, certainly not Laura, and, because 15 minutes earlier, I had left the jewelers. Nobody could have known. And So I'm, kind of a skeptic person about a lot of things, but there's no way that Laura could have known that. No way. None whatsoever. So it only had to happen one way. Either I wrote it on my forehead in the mirror as I was coming home, or Reno told her. And that's what I believe is the truth.
So tell me, how often was she peeing?
Maybe every other day or something like that, because it kept happening, even after I cleaned it. But
Every other day, that's a lot.
Yeah,
And you were thinking about euthanizing her, right?
I mean, I would have to put her up for adoption if something didn't change. I couldn't see her living outside.
Did you take it personally?
Yeah. It was on my things, in this room.
She says she wants to tell all the people that are watching that she's gonna try to learn how to trust because she doesn't want to die, and that she's gonna try and really believe how much her mom loves her. And that she also wants to tell people that she wasn't peeing to make her mom mad at her. She was just peeing to make her mom give her more attention. And if I say that her mom is giving her more attention than other cats get, then she has to believe it. That's a good girl. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna come back and visit you. And it's now been a month and a half, and Hannah has stopped, right?
Immediately.
She stopped immediately.
I just didn't see any other way other than getting rid of her to stop the activity, because I thought she felt very defensive about the cats in the neighborhood. And I just couldn't imagine trying to live with closing her off or leaving her out all day, and I knew that I just couldn't have her in the house anymore. So if it meant getting rid of her, either by adoption or putting her down, I thought we had to do that. She told you so many interesting things, and I think she feels better about it because she follows me a lot. She talks a lot. She always did.
She said she's gonna tell the world something else. That animals can hear people, and people can hear animals, and you better believe it.
I believe it. I definitely believe it.